Someone said one sentence to you this week, and it ruined your entire day. That is not sensitivity. That is a leak. And right now, anyone who finds that leak can control you. Marcus Aurelius ran an empire while men plotted his death in the next room. Nothing they did could reach him. He had sealed the leak. By the end of this video, so will you. There are 8 Stoic laws that make a man impossible to move. The 6th one is the reason emperors slept while their cities burned. But first, you have to see where the leak actually is. Here is the truth almost no one will tell you. Your emotions are not happening to you. They are being manufactured by you. Something happens. Then, in a space so fast you never notice it, you judge it. And that judgment, not the event, is what you feel. The same rain ruins one man's day and saves another man's harvest. The rain did not change, the verdict did. Epictetus said it plainly. Men are disturbed not by things, but by their opinions about things. He was born a slave, beaten until his leg was crippled for life, and he still called himself freer than the emperor who owned him. The insult, the loss, the silence from someone you love, none of it carries pain until your mind adds the pain. Master that space, and you master everything. The first law. Find the gap. Between what happens and how you react, there is a space. Picture a man who cut you off in traffic. The anger feels automatic, instant, out of your hands. But slow it down, and you will find a hair of choice between the horn and your hand. Most men live their whole lives never knowing that space exists. Something hits, and they react instantly, like a struck bell. The Stoic finds that space and stands inside it. In that gap is your freedom. In that gap is your power. You do not have to answer every provocation just because it arrived. The second law. Name the emotion out loud. An emotion you cannot name runs you from the shadows, so drag it into the light. Say it. This is anger. This is fear. This is envy. The moment you name it, something strange happens. It shrinks. Modern science has a phrase for this. Name it to tame it. The instant you label the feeling, the storm in your brain grows quiet. You are no longer the emotion. You are the man observing it. The Stoics called this the view of the witness. You cannot be ruled by a thing you are calmly watching. The third law. Meet the blow before it lands. Every morning, the Stoic did something that sounds dark, but sets you free. He pictured the worst of the day in advance. The betrayal, the insult, the loss. The Romans had a name for it. Premeditatio malorum. The premeditation of evils. Not to suffer it twice, but to rob it of its shock. Seneca kept a fortune and rehearsed losing all of it so the fear could not own him. When the loss finally came, he greeted it like a guest he had been expecting. What you expect cannot ambush you. Walk into the day already having survived it in your mind. The fourth law. Rise above it. When an emotion has you by the throat, the world shrinks to that one moment. So the Stoic zooms out. He sees the room, then the city, then the whole turning earth. Marcus did this alone at night and wrote it in his journal to remember it. He sees the 1,000 years before him and the 1,000 after. And that thing that felt like the end of the world becomes what it always was. One small event in one small life on one small day. Distance is not avoidance. Distance is clarity. If these laws are landing, let me say one thing directly. If you want to actually rewire how you handle your own mind, subscribe. It costs you nothing, and it is the only way YouTube knows to send this to the men who need it. Then come back, because the next law is where most men fail. The fifth law. Never act on the first wave. Anger is a brief madness, Seneca wrote, and its worst damage is always done in the first 10 seconds. There is an old story. A wise man told the Emperor Augustus a single rule. Before you act in anger, repeat the alphabet from start to finish. The most powerful man alive took that advice because he knew the first wave lies. So the Stoic builds a wall between the feeling and the action. He waits, he breathes, he lets the first wave crash and pass. Say nothing, send nothing, do nothing until the storm has cleared. The man who can wait 10 seconds can rule his whole life. Now here is the part almost everyone gets completely wrong. The sixth law is the one that changes everything. No one can make you feel anything without your permission. Read that again. The insult only lands if you agree to be insulted. Marcus Aurelius wrote it to himself. Take away the opinion, and you take away the complaint. Their words are just sound in the air until you pick them up and stab yourself with them. So stop picking them up. The power was never theirs. It was always yours. This is the wall the emperor had. This is the leak, sealed. The seventh law. Stop arguing with reality. Whatever has already happened, happened. Fighting it in your mind does not undo it. It only feeds the emotion and drains you. The Stoics had a phrase for the opposite, amor fati, a love of one's fate, not to endure what happens, but to want it, to use it. He accepts the blow, then turns it into a tool. Every loss becomes a lesson. Every wound becomes armor. When you stop demanding that the past be different, the pain has nothing left to burn. You cannot always choose what happens. You can always choose to make it fuel. The eighth law. Train for the pain on purpose. Comfort is where discipline goes to die. So the Stoic seeks small hardship by choice. The cold water, the missed meal, the hard road. Seneca told his students to practice poverty for a few days each month, to eat the plainest food and wear the roughest cloak, and ask, "Is this the thing I feared?" Not to suffer, but so that when real pain comes, it finds a man already used to it. An emotion cannot flood a mind that has practiced the storm. You are not fragile, you are just never trained. Every hard thing you choose today is a wall around your peace tomorrow. Here is what no one tells you about a man who cannot control his emotions. He is not free. He is a puppet, and everyone around him is holding a string. A word makes him angry. A look makes him small. A silence keeps him up all night. Every reaction he cannot stop is an hour of his life he handed to someone else. The quiet mind is not something you are born with. It is something you build, one refused reaction at a time. So remember the eight. Find the gap. Name it. Expect it first. Rise above it. Wait out the first wave. Give no one permission. Love what already is. And train the storm. Do that, and their words become weather. It comes, it goes, and you remain. Not because the world got gentler, because you finally stopped handing it the controls. If this gave you even one moment of quiet, hitting subscribe is how you say, make more. I make these for the man who is done being ruled by his own mind. Master your emotions, and nothing and no one will ever control you again. I will see you in the next one.